Have you ever felt trapped in a life that wasn't truly yours? Wake up, go to work, pay bills, repeat. Many of us follow this path without questioning it, believing it's the only way to succeed. But what if I told you that this entire roadmap was written by someone else, for someone else's benefit? Today, we're diving into MJ DeMarco's revolutionary philosophy from his book, Unscripted. This isn't just another business book. It's a wake-up call that challenges everything you've been taught about success, wealth, and freedom. DeMarco argues that most of us are living what he calls a scripted life, unconsciously following a predetermined path designed to serve others, not ourselves. The scripted life looks something like this: get good grades, land a stable job, climb the corporate ladder, save for retirement, and finally enjoy freedom when you're too old to fully embrace it. Sound familiar? DeMarco calls this the great rat race, and he's here to show us the escape route. But here's the harsh truth. The script isn't designed for your happiness. It's engineered to create what DeMarco calls model citizens. That's mediocre, obedient, dependent, entertained, and lifeless. Mediocre because you're taught to play it safe and avoid risks. Obedient because you follow orders without question. Dependent because your livelihood relies entirely on others. Entertained because you're distracted by passive consumption instead of active creation. And lifeless because you've lost touch with your true passions and purpose. Within this scripted world, DeMarco identifies two types of people. First, the sidewalkers, who live paycheck to paycheck, financing their consumption with debt, always one emergency away from financial disaster. Then there are the slowlaners, who seem more responsible. They save diligently, invest in the stock market, and sacrifice present enjoyment for future freedom. But here's the problem. Both are playing the same rigged game. They're both trading their time for money, their freedom for perceived security. The slow lane particularly deserves our attention because it's disguised as wisdom. You're told to save 10% of your income, invest in index funds, and let compound interest work its magic. Sounds sensible, right? DeMarco calls this a fraud. Why? Because compound interest only works spectacularly when you already have millions to compound. For the average person saving a few $100s a month, it's a 50-year plan that keeps you chained to a desk while Wall Street profits from your deposits. So what's the alternative? DeMarco presents the unscripted life, and this is where everything changes. An unscripted life means rejecting the predetermined path and writing your own story. It's about taking control of your time, money, and emotions. It's about building systems that generate income without requiring your constant presence. Most importantly, it's about freedom. This freedom comes in 5 forms. Freedom from work means you don't need permission to take a day off or pursue what matters to you. Freedom from scarcity means you can order what you want at a restaurant without checking the prices. Freedom from external influence means you're not manipulated by celebrity culture or endless consumption. Freedom from hope and dependence means you're not gambling your future on stock market returns or job security. And freedom from mediocrity means you're no longer stuck in the same monotonous routine. The path to this freedom is what DeMarco calls the fast lane. Unlike the slow lane, which depends on time and hope, the fast lane is built on value creation and leverage. You don't save your way to wealth, you create your way to it. You build businesses that solve real problems for real people. You design systems that can scale without your direct involvement. This brings us to DeMarco's Sense framework, the 5 commandments of fast-lane entrepreneurship. Control means you own your business completely, not depending on platforms or individuals who could shut you down. Entry means you find markets with high barriers to entry, where competition can't easily copy you. Need, the most important commandment, means you solve genuine problems that people urgently want solved. Time means you separate your income from your hours, building systems that earn while you sleep. And scale means you can reach millions of people without proportionally increasing your costs. Let me share a powerful parable from DeMarco's work that illustrates these principles. A grandmother gives her granddaughter a painting as a graduation gift, with one condition: visit 4 specific places before deciding what to do with it. At a garage sale, someone offers $250. At a pawn shop, $500. At an art gallery, $10,000. Finally, at Sotheby's auction house, an expert reveals it's an Edgar Degas masterpiece worth over $1 million. The grandmother's lesson? Your value depends entirely on where you place yourself. If you're in the wrong environment, you'll be undervalued no matter how talented you are. The pawn shop couldn't recognize a masterpiece because it wasn't equipped to. Are you selling yourself at a pawn shop when you belong at Sotheby's? This story teaches us 5 crucial lessons. Context and environment determine value. The same asset, the same talent, the same effort can be worth wildly different amounts depending on where it's applied. Ignorance is expensive. If the granddaughter had accepted the gallery's offer without visiting Sotheby's, she would have lost $990,000. Value is subjective. What looks worthless to you might be priceless to someone else. Don't let personal preferences blind you to market realities. Don't fear bigger numbers. Your limited money mindset restricts what you can achieve and earn. And finally, going the extra mile delivers exponential results. DeMarco himself experienced this when his first business sale offer was $250,000, but by continuing to negotiate, he sold for nearly 5 times that amount. The key difference between scripted and unscripted thinking comes down to this. Scripted people trade time for money, while unscripted people build systems that generate money independently of their time. Scripted people see money as the goal, while unscripted people see it as what DeMarco calls value vouchers, proof that you've solved problems and served others. Scripted people chase stability, while unscripted people pursue autonomy and purpose. But let's be brutally honest. The unscripted path isn't easy. It requires what DeMarco calls an FTE, a moment when you say enough is enough, when your current situation becomes so unbearable that you're finally willing to take the leap. It means accepting temporary imbalance over permanent mediocrity. It means focusing intensely on building your business rather than seeking work-life balance. It means resisting what DeMarco calls action faking, those activities that look productive but don't actually move you toward your goals. DeMarco warns against several traps. Don't become an idea entrepreneur who protects ideas instead of executing them. Ideas are worthless. Execution is everything. Practice business monogamy. Don't juggle 6 mediocre businesses. Focus on one until it succeeds. And remember, passion alone doesn't pay bills. Your passion must align with market needs and create genuine value for others. The unscripted life isn't just about business success. DeMarco emphasizes life's 5 pillars: wealth, health, relationships, purpose, and personal growth. True freedom means excellence across all these dimensions, not just financial abundance. You must also understand your circle of control. Focus your energy only on what you can actually influence, not on external factors beyond your reach. Here's what makes DeMarco different from typical self-help gurus. He doesn't just write books and disappear. He founded the Fastlaner forum in 2007 and has posted over 39,000 times, engaging with entrepreneurs almost daily. This isn't someone selling dreams from an ivory tower. This is someone actively participating in the community he created. So what does all this mean for you? Start by asking yourself, are you living someone else's script? Is your current path leading to the freedom and fulfillment you desire? Or are you just checking boxes that society told you to check? Are you in the right environment to maximize your value? Or are you a masterpiece sitting in a pawn shop? The unscripted life begins with a decision to stop being a passive consumer and become an active producer. It starts when you realize that the conventional wisdom that got everyone else conventional results won't get you extraordinary outcomes. It begins when you understand that true wealth isn't about saving pennies for 50 years, but about creating massive value for others. DeMarco's philosophy boils down to this powerful truth. Your life has been designed for someone else's profit. Do you have the courage to take it back? The script you've been following wasn't written for your benefit. It was written to keep you productive, compliant, and consuming. Breaking free requires rejecting comfortable lies and embracing uncomfortable truths. The choice is yours. You can continue following the script, trading your finite time for limited money, hoping that someday, somehow, you'll finally be free. Or you can go unscripted. You can build systems that serve you. You can create value that scales. You can design a life where freedom isn't a distant retirement dream, but a present reality. Remember, you are the author of your life. The question is, will you keep reading from someone else's script, or will you finally pick up the pen and write your own story? The fast lane isn't about getting rich quick. It's about getting free fast by creating extraordinary value. And that journey begins the moment you decide that the scripted path is no longer acceptable. Your masterpiece is waiting. The only question is, where will you choose to display it?